Hey, product bosses, have you heard? We're doing a 5-day completely free challenge starting Monday, May 10th. Join us. It's absolutely free.
It's called Bestseller Secrets Challenge. Thousands of product bosses have gone through it and have transformed their businesses in just 5 days. We are going to help you lean into what is selling right now by teaching you how to look at your numbers, understand what your customers actually want to buy from you, and how to use your best sellers to grow a thriving business. So you aren't just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks. We want to help you pandemic proof your business, and we are going to do it together. So go to www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com. We'll put that link in the show notes to make it really easy to sign up. And if you have already taken the challenge, we are inviting you to go through it with us again. Your business has probably changed, and this free challenge will really help you build a sustainable and profitable business.
The Bestseller Secrets Challenge starts Monday, May 10th. It's 5 days of trainings and lives created to help you grow. Join us. It's totally free. You can sign up at www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com. Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-six-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey, product bosses. You are tuning into day one of the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. We are giving you early access to our day one training of our free 5-day challenge. Today, you can listen to the very first training of the challenge. And if you love it, we invite you to join this free challenge so you can get access to the slides, the worksheets, action steps, and community to help you through. So head to bestsellersecretschallenge.com to sign up.
And by the end of this challenge, you'll know your numbers inside and out and have a clear picture of what they're telling you about your products. You'll also identify your best sellers so that you can generate more revenue in your best-selling months and your best-selling platforms. You'll also maximize the opportunities that you already have on the table and learn how to upsell, bundle, and cross-sell the products your customers love most.
Okay, so we've never done this before. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into your very first lesson, which is discover your untapped opportunities. So it's time to get cozy with your numbers, identify your bestseller, your best month, and best-selling platform, and discover how to use the data to generate more revenue. And the numbers don't lie. So let's jump into that day one training. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. We are so excited, delighted, and honored to have you all join us this week.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
So I'm Jacqueline, and this is Minna, and we are going to jump into our slides and get started on day one of the challenge.
Okay, so day one, you guys, we're so excited to have you here. Today, we're going to teach you how to discover your untapped opportunities.
Okay, so welcome. Like I said, we're super excited that you're here, and we want to remind you all that you are in the right place. We are Jacqueline and Minna of the Product Boss. We are product business experts and co-hosts of the Product Boss podcast, and we want to help you and teach you how to grow your product-based business for more profit.
So one of the biggest struggles that we see in our product-based businesses that we work with, and we worked with hundreds and thousands of clients, all product-based, all from startup all the way up to 7 figures. And this is what we see a lot of. And they say that they don't know where to focus in order to grow their sales and build their businesses, right? And this can feel overwhelming. And that's what we're here to help with you today.
So oftentimes we see this, okay? Do you ever feel like you throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, like I throw spaghetti at the wall and you just want to see what sticks? We see that so often amongst our clients and our students when it comes to figuring out what products to sell. It's just like they're throwing the spaghetti at the wall and really it just leaves a mess.
So here's what we're going to teach, and we're going to teach it to you today. First, we want to say that nobody can do all the things, okay? We all have limited time, energy, and money to contribute to our passions and our businesses. We're going to do this together. You are not alone. And we're really going to remember that as product-based businesses, we do have those limitations of inventory and limited time and energy. And so today is going to be really exciting because we're going to show you exactly how to make the best of that, and not only make the best of it, but expand on it.
Okay, so here's what we teach. We want you to focus on what works. We want you to go deep and not wide. So whenever you're going to hear us say this a lot, and it's going to start to come into your brain as you're working on things, because we want you to remember, go deep, not wide. You're able to grow a business that not only aligns with your business strengths, but will also help propel your sales just like a snowball.
Yeah, we use that analogy a lot because you got to start that snowball and keep it rolling. And one more thing. So we're not only just going to go deep, not wide, but we're also going to focus you on your best sellers, right?
So your best sellers, the numbers don't lie. Your customers love them. They can buy them all day long or all night long. It's great for wholesale and retail because they work. They are proven to sell. Why? Because your customers are buying them. And you can easily build content around them and clearly deliver your brand message.
So, in order to go deep into our best sellers, we want to help you identify your best sellers by looking at your numbers.
So best sellers, what you want to do here is you want to look at, because sometimes we'll ask you, and some of you might know off the top of your head, yes, this is my best seller, this is my best color, this is my best scent. Some of you might not be able to give us that information right away. So this is going to help you identify that. So you want to look at per month, per SKU. So SKU means it's a style and then the variation of it. I sell, 16-ounce wax candles, but you have different scents, then each scent is its own SKU. You sell little girl dresses. Well, if it's pink, that's one SKU. If it's yellow, it's another. If it's purple, it's another. Okay, so that's how you look at that. So I want you to look at the units sold per month and the revenue from each product, and go ahead and write in your top 3 best sellers. You have this as a download, so you can grab it and write it in.
Right. So the easiest way might be like January through December, writing in the first column after the SKU unit sold, and the second column revenue from each product. So it will vary a little bit. Unit sold might not match up exactly with your revenue. So you might have kind of, they might be in different order of bestsellers. Second, we want you to look at your overall revenue. Again, write down January through December, and then look at your best-selling months. What are your best-selling months out of January through December, and write those top 3 here. And just curious, if it's a season, if it's the summer seasons, maybe highlight that it's the summertime.
So then we want you to look at your best platforms. So some of you may be on multiple platforms, and some of you might only be on a single or one platform right now. So what are your best-selling platforms according to revenue? Where do you make the most money? It's as simple as that. If you sell in 3, 5, 10 places, great. Let's start identifying the top 3. If you're only selling on 1 or 2, go ahead and write that down. Wherever you are, it's okay. We just want you to identify where and what your best-selling platform is.
Right. And sometimes platforms, some people get confused by the word, but it could be in-person trade shows. It could be wholesale, Amazon, Etsy, your own website, Instagram.
Farmers market, Etsy. You said Etsy. So because if you do sell through Instagram and then you also sell, on a Shopify store and Etsy, those are your platforms and which one performs best.
Right. Okay, next, we want you to eliminate your poor sellers. And here's why. They take up time and cash flow, right? They clutter your brain and probably some shelf space in your storage room. And they also clutter your sales strategy. So look at those and determine what your poor sellers are, and by what products are not high performers. Why are they not performers? Did you get feedback as to why they aren't selling well? Did you run out of steam in maybe promoting them? And did it cost a lot to develop? So this is really sitting down to think about the poor sellers and why they are the poor sellers.
Right. You could have even been that you came out in a bad season with them, that, you came out with one thing, but it wasn't the season that people were buying. We just want you to identify it, because sometimes it's about the product and sometimes it might be about your timing.
Right.
So check your profit margins. So we want you to double check to see if your best sellers have good profit margins to ensure you are leaning into the right ones. So here's the formula. You take the price of your products that it sells for, and then you minus the cost, and that will equal your profit margin. So here's a little bit of where it might get tricky. If you're selling direct to customers and you have your cost, but then you're marking it up to get to your, I'm going to call it retail price, you will have a bigger margin there because you've got all this room for markup. If you're selling wholesale, you have a smaller margin from your cost to wholesale to then wholesale, then it gets bumped up to retail. So whatever your business is currently selling the product for, figure out what that profit margin is, and that's going to help us determine if your best sellers are priced appropriately.
Right. If they're priced appropriately, and also the time that it takes you to produce something. So if you have something that's a bestseller, but you hate creating it and it takes a whole bunch of time, or you don't like seeing those orders roll in for that particular product, and you're like, oh, I got that order again, I don't love making those, then that's when you evaluate that profit margin if it really is worth it. So here are some more tips for creating a better profit margin, right? So these are just a little bit of tweaks that you could do. One is you buy raw goods in bulk. So let's say you have to buy a whole bunch of sugar. Buy a whole bunch of sugar in bulk, or candle wax, buy in bulk so you're able to bring down your cost, which brings your margin up. Also create a quicker, easier process to save time. That was exactly what I was saying, in that sometimes things take a lot longer to create. And then that's when you think about the cost of hiring somebody to do it. You can't scale that very easily. Also, manufacture at higher quantities for price breaks. Lots of manufacturers have tiers. And what tier do you have to hit in order to save more money to get down to a great price margin or profit margin? So when you're selling a whole bunch of your bestseller, you want to be, because you're bringing down the cost, and yet the price is still the same and your margin is bigger. Also, you want to keep adjusting price for better margin, right? Do you need to raise your price? Do you need to lower it? Do you need more of a markup? It's like what Jacqueline was saying about wholesale and retail. Make sure you're adjusting across platforms to make sure that margin is still there.
So these are just some tips for profit margin. You may have some of your own, but this is where we see a lot of people kind of get stuck, or that they can improve their margin if they just worked on a few of these.
Right.
So here's your action tasks for day 1. Thank you for making it through this video with us. So first off, we want you to identify your top 3 best sellers. Then we want you to figure out your best months and your best platforms. Then your next action task is identify those poor sellers to eliminate. And also, we want you to check those profit margins on your best sellers. That way you have data. Remember when we started this and we said the numbers don't lie? The numbers don't lie. You may love something and it is not selling. You're going to have to look at that. And so that's what we want you to focus on today, is identifying your best sellers and your poor sellers and knowing what to do with that.
So that was easy, right? See you tomorrow, everyone. Day 2, we're going to teach you how to create your best offers to take advantage of your best sellers. So we'll see you then.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know, so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode, so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.
Hey friend, just a quick reminder to sign up for the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. It's a 5-day, totally free week of trainings, private Facebook group, and daily live Q&As with us. We don't want you to miss out on this opportunity to get really clear, and focus on what you need to sell to grow a profitable, sustainable, and solid business. Head over to www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com and click on the link in the show notes today, right now.